In this video, I'm going to show you guys how to create a clipping mask with text. So what I'm going to do to start is I'm just going to go over here to my type tool and I'm just going to type something on my screen. So in this case, I'm going to use the word fruit. And that's really big, so I'm going to turn it this way so that way it takes up a lot of the page. So now I have my text on here and I want to create a clipping mask with this. So I want to take an image and bring it in and make the image clip to the text that I have here. So I'm going to go to Google and I'm just going to find an image of fruit. So whatever else you want to bring in, depends. I'm just going with the word that I used, but you can bring in any image that you want. So I'm going to use this one, and then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy this image, go back to Photoshop, and then paste. And it's going to paste this image over top of my text, and that's what I want it to do. Now you can see that it doesn't cover all of my text, so I'm going to Control T. That's going to allow me to transform this image and make it just a little bit bigger. It's okay that it kind of runs off of my page a little bit because you're not going to be able to see that in just a minute. So that looks pretty good. It covers all my text. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that this image that I've just brought in its own layer is selected. I'm going to right click and then I'm going to click Create Clipping Mask here on this panel. And then you can see that put this image in behind and created a clipping mask with the text that I already had. So that's pretty cool, and then you can kind of just mess around with this image until you like what you see. I think that's pretty good right there. And so that's really it with that. Like I said, I just created my text, went to Google, found an image that I wanted to use, brought it in, pasted it on top, and then just right-clicked and then created a clipping mask here with that. So now I also want to show you guys how to add a stroke around this, because it's you want it to be a little bit more bold. Maybe you want to have an outline or something like that around it. So what I'm going to do that is click on my text layer. I'm going to right click and then I'm going to go to blending options. And under blending options, under styles, I want to go to stroke. And when I click on stroke, I already had this preset, but you guys can create any stroke that you want. So say you want to have, red's the first thing that popped up. So say you want to have a red stroke around it, and you want to make it super thin. So that's what that's going to look like as a super thin stroke, or maybe you want it to be really thick. You have the freedom with pretty much any color, any, size and thickness, and then any, opacity. So you can make it real opaque. That just makes it look like a lighter gray in this instance, but maybe you had an image behind it that you kind of wanted to make that word glow. But this is how you would add a stroke in behind that clipping mask, and there is your final result.